Hello queens, angels, and goddesses. Welcome back to my channel. Warning, this contains boy love, and if you don't like it then please get off my channel. Water pistol. Grinning face with cowboy hat. Kei and Tobio were in the blonde's house, laying on the couch. Luckily Akitaru and their mum wasn't home. So, Kei, you think we should tell the team already, about our relationship? One Kageyama, Tobio said, who was currently on Kei's lap, facing him, and cuddling with him. Yeah, we should tomorrow. I mean, you do know that it's hard to pretend like I hate you when you look so cute. Kei answered, chuckling in satisfaction as Tobio blushed deep red and buried his face into the blonde's neck. Hey! You can't do that. Tobio said, still blushing furiously and face still buried in his neck. Kei chuckled again, looking at his raven-haired boyfriend, and said, "What that I can't do?" He said in a teasing manner, hearing the HMPH that Tobio produced, already knowing that he was pouting. Anyways, how should we tell them? Tobio asked, finally raising his head and looking at Kei. Let's just tell them straight up. Kei answered and Tobio agreed, saying, yeah, we'll just tell them that we're dating. Though I can't wait to see their surprised faces. Kei said, both laughing at the thought of their teammates' surprised expressions. I mean, Hinata will probably say something like, I thought we were best friends. Why didn't you tell me? Tobio said, mimicking Hinata's voice, making them laugh even more. Anyways, enough about how we'll reveal our relationship, let's watch a movie. Kei said, pulling Tobio closer, and picking a movie to watch. Hey! How am I supposed to watch when I'm facing you? Tobio explained, looking at Kei. Fine. You can face the TV, though I liked that position so much more. Kei sighed, gently moving Tobio to face the television, still having him seated on his lap. He wrapped his arms around his waist and pulled him close, resting his head on the other's head. Kei played the movie that he picked out, snuggling even more with Tobio as they were watching. The movie was just a comedy movie, having other different genres like romance, drama and more getting mixed together to create something somewhat decent. At least it wasn't that one movie that they watched a few weeks ago, it was straight up horrible. After they watched the movie, they cuddled more for a bit. Tobio had to go home so he did, kissing Kei on the cheek and waving to him. He waved back and watched as the Ravenette went out the door. Walking to his room, he laid on the bed and sighed. Well, I guess we'll announce it tomorrow. Kei mumbled to himself. Thoughts of what could happen came rushing into his head, like what if everyone will hate you, what if they get disgusted by you? And much more what ifs. Kei tried to get those thoughts out of his head. He knew that the team will accept them, so why is he having these thoughts? Kei thought for a moment before giving up. He certainly didn't know why he would think that the team would hate or get disgusted by him. But Kei only realized that, crap, revealing our relationship is way harder than I thought. Reaching for his phone, which is beside him, he texted Tobio, saying, can we reveal our relationship another time? I feel nervous. Kei stared at his phone for a bit, fiddling with the strings of the hoodie that he was wearing. He waited for a response. Tobio replied a few minutes later, Kei's phone dinging as he looked at what he said. I just got home by the way, sorry for replying late, but yeah, it's fine if we don't reveal it tomorrow. I also feel pretty nervous. Kei let it out a sigh of relief. He thought for a moment that he did something wrong. He wanted to call his boyfriend. He missed his voice even though he just heard it earlier. He called him and the phone rang for a bit before someone answered. Hello. Tobio's voice rang through the phone. He probably didn't see who called him. Hey, it's Kei. He said, hearing an own footsteps on his side of the phone, assuming that the other boy was walking somewhere in his house. Hey, babe. Anyways, you want to talk about something? He asked, Kei relishing in his boyfriend's voice. It was soothing and beautiful. Not really, I just missed you. Already? Tobio chuckled. I missed your voice. He heard a squeak. He was positive that Tobio squeaked and was blushing. Alright then. Tobio stuttered, pausing for a moment before continuing, I guess we should talk about how we'll reveal our relationship. We should really announce it. I'm starting to get tired of you and I getting love letters and having to go there to reject them. True, the amount of letters there are in our lockers is annoying to clear out. They both chuckled. Oh, the amount of times that they had to clean their lockers because of the amount of letters inside, it was simply annoying. But like, now that I think about it, it's gonna be harder to actually reveal our relationship. Kay said, the Ravenet agreeing. Like I know the team's gonna accept us but like, what if they'll hate us? Tobio said, saying the same thing as Kay thought earlier. Yeah, should we actually tell the team first or should we tell our family first? Kay asked. Dreading having Akitaru, his brother, tease him about this, but he doesn't mind much if his family knows about this, they already know that he likes guys. I mean I don't know. I mean Miwa already suspects that I'm dating someone, plus, I'm fine with her knowing but I know for sure she's gonna tease me, so I'm okay with letting only Miwa know for now. How about you though? Akitaru is gonna be teasing me but I don't really mind. Kay said, remembering the amount of times his brother annoyed him. Older siblings, they're the most annoying and most nosiest people that you'll ever meet in your life. Tobio said, and the two laughed. Older siblings are annoying and nosy, and the two certainly did think that their older siblings are one of the most annoying and nosiest people in their lives, but you still love them. Can't deny that. I swear though, he's always on my ass, asking me if I like or if I'm dating someone. Kay said, making the two laugh even harder. Yeah, like it's annoying having Miwa ask me who I'm dating every single day. I just avoid or ignore Akitaru at this point. Kay said. Really? I kinda thought so. Tobio chuckled, thinking that he should probably do the same too. Alright, we're getting kind of off topic here. Kay said, reminding them what they were supposed to talk about. Oh, right. We were just talking about who we should tell first. I think we should reveal it first to our family. Same, we should tell it to our family first, at least you can come over more often. Kay said, the two smiling at the thought that they can see each other more often if they tell it to their family. The two talked for a bit more before saying goodbye and hanging up. The next day, at practice. The Karasuno volleyball boys team were practicing at the gym, everything going as how it is normally. Hinata and Tobio are currently practicing quick attacks. As they were practicing, Tobio can feel someone's gaze, he knew who it was. After Hinata spiked, the Ravenet looked at the bench, seeing Kay seated there staring at him. He winked at the blonde for a second, who blushed faintly, looking around, it seemed that no one noticed what happened. Tobio was about to tease Kay again when Hinata's shrill voice surprised him. Bakajima. Let's do another quick. He excitedly said, and the setter snapped out of his thoughts. He looked at Hinata and nodded. The two continued with practice as normal, so did the rest of the team. After practice. It was 5 p.m. and practice was over, they all walked out the school gates and waved goodbye to each other. The second years, Nishinoya, Tanaka, Inoshita, Kinoshita and Narita, were all walking home together. Talking and joking about things. So, did you guys notice what happened earlier? Nishinoya said, the others tilting their heads, indicating that they don't know. Well, I saw Kageyama winking, and the wink seemed to direct to Tsukishima. He continued, everyone was quite baffled, staring at Nishinoya in disbelief. Wait, what? Why the heck would Kageyama wink at Tsukishima? Inoshita exclaimed, to which Nishinoya answered with, I don't know why but Kageyama for sure winked at Tsukishima. I mean what if there was a girl at the door? Tanaka exclaimed, everyone still disbelieving the fact that Kageyama winked at Tsukishima. That's not it bro, there was no girl, it was literally pointed at Tsukishima, and the most surprising thing is that he blushed. Nishinoya said, everyone was silent for a moment before Kinoshita broke it. What if they're dating? He asked, everyone was silent again. I mean that would make sense, but like don't they hate each other? Narita then asked, everyone nodding, they were too overwhelmed by the thought that those two are dating. They do hate each other but sometimes I feel sexual tension between them, or is it just me? Inoshita said. No, it isn't just you, like I feel sexual tension between them, but what we don't know if they are dating or just crushing on each other. Tanaka said, everyone nodding. Anyways. I'm gonna go there now, bye. Kinoshita said, pointing at a path and walking away. The others began to go their separate ways, waving to each other before walking in the separate direction. After a few days. Both Tobio and Kei finally had the courage to reveal their relationship to their family. Kei invited Kageyama over to his house. Akitoru and his mum were there. When he got there, Kei opened the door and invited him in. The Ravenet pretended as if it was his first time being in his house. He looked around, seeing Akitoru and their mum on the couch. He introduced himself to them. Hajimemashite, Tsukishima-san and Akitoru-san. I'm Kageyama Tobio. He greeted them. The two seemed delighted, gasping in surprise. Hajimemashite, Kageyama-kun. Hajimemashite, Tobio-kun. The two greeted, then their mum said. Make yourself at home, okay? Feel free to ask us if you need anything. She said, and Tobio nodded. Thank you, Tsukishima-san. You're welcome. But no need to be formal. She said sweetly, and Kageyama thought. Wow, they're so different from Kei. The three talked for a bit, while Kei prepared tea in the kitchen. How did you meet Kei? Akitoru asked Tobio, who answered. We met at the gym at our school. Akitoru nodded, then smiled. That's nice. Kei doesn't really let anyone get close to him much, so I'm glad that you two got along. Their mum said, smiling warmly. Yeah, anyways, did you know that Kei has a soft side, who just loves strawberry flavored food and dino plushies? Akitoru whispered in Tobio's ear, and they both chuckled. Of course I do. He exclaimed, smiling a bit. Yeah, and he also once thought that a stranger was mum and called her. He got cut off by Kei shouting. Hey, I can hear you, idiot. Shut up. He yelled from the kitchen. And he called her mum. Akitoru finished and immediately got up the couch and ran up the stairs, with Kei chasing him, grabbing a pillow and shouting. Come back here. Tobio looked at their mum and saw her sighing. He assumed that this probably happens a lot. Those boys. Kei's mum muttered to herself and looked at Tobio, and said. I'm sorry for this, those boys like chasing each other as much as Tsukishima likes his dino plushies. She apologized. It's fine, Tsukishima-san, anyways, I'll get Kei. He excused himself and climbed up the stairs, seeing Kei banging on Akitoru's door, trying to open it. He slowly approached him and pulled him into an embrace, surprising him. Tobio? Kei turned around and saw the Ravenet and hugged him back. Hey, Kei, anyways, we have summoning to do, right? So stop chasing Akitoru. Tobio said, and said this in a quiet whisper so that only Kei can hear. Even if he's a little shit, stop chasing him. It made Kei laugh and he smiled at him. Alright then. He broke their hug and knocked on Akitoru's door. Hey, get out of there, I won't suffocate you with a pillow, I swear. Really? Alright then. Akitoru opened the door, only to be hit with a pillow. Kei? You said you won't do that. I only said that I won't suffocate you, not that I won't hit you in the face. Kei said, making Tobio chuckle. Also, let's go downstairs already. The three all went downstairs and sat back down on the couch with their mum. Akitoru. Kei? Please don't do that again. She said softly, and the two immediately apologized to Tobio and their mum. It's okay, really. Tobio said, not minding the pair of brothers fighting. It was kind of entertaining to watch actually. We actually have something to tell you guys. Tsukishima started, Akitoru and his mum tilting their heads, as if saying go on. Well, the thing is. Tobio started to feel nervous but continued, me and Kei are actually dating. Wow, that was a little easier than I thought. Tobio said in his head. The two stared at them uncomfortably, waiting for an answer, before the two bursts out into bright grins and cheered. Congrats. We're happy for you both. Kei and Tobio stared at each other for a moment before grinning a bit. This went better than I thought. Kei whispered in Tobio's ears, who nodded his head. Anyways, when did you both start dating? Kei's mum asked. About a year ago, like a few months after we first met at the gym, right Kei? Tobio said, nudging Kei, who nodded. Akitoru and their mum asked some more questions to them before making dinner and eating. Thank you, Tsukishima-san. This is delicious. Tobio complimented, mouth stuffed with the delicious food Kei's mother made. Thank you. She blushed a bit. Also, you can call me mum. I don't mind, plus, my own future son-in-law should call me mum, right? She said, making the two blush and almost choke on their food. Mum. Kei exclaimed, whose cheeks are colored by a bright strawberry-ish color. All right, Mum. Tobio said, starting to get used to calling Tsukishima-san Mum. They all continued to eat, and Tobio stayed over at Kei's house. The Ravenet could say that he had the best sleep ever that night. It was the next day, the sun's morning light seeping through the curtains in Kei's bedroom. Kei woke up, staring at his boyfriend, who was sleeping peacefully beside him. He wanted to stare at him longer, but he remembered that they had school today. He lightly shook Tobio, who woke up, and groaned. Ugh, why did you wake me up? He asked. We have to go to school, we have like 30 minutes to go there. Kei answered, walking to his closet and changing in the bathroom. Tobio stood up, rubbing his sleep-filled eyes, and walked over to the bag he brought. Rummaging through the items inside, he got his clothes and changed inside the bedroom. The two went outside the room and ate the food left on the kitchen counter quickly. They put on their shoes and said goodbye to Akitaru and their mum. They walked into the school and gym together, confusing their teammates. They went to their friends, Yamaguchi and Hinata, approached them, and asked, "Hey, I thought you hated him. Why did you guys walk in together?" Hinata asked. The two freezed at hearing that question. They didn't notice what they were doing. They dodged the question by saying, "Oh look, practice is gonna start, let's go." Tsukishima pointed at the court where everyone else was stretching. Yamaguchi and Hinata noticed and pulled them back, and Hinata asked again, "Why did you guys walk together? Is it fine if you tell me? I'm curious." The two boys questioned, looked at each other and sighed. Fine, but promise to keep this a secret." Yamaguchi and Hinata nodded. They brought up their pinky fingers and intertwined it with each other, promising that they'll keep it a secret. "Me and Tobio are dating." Tsukishima whispered quickly, looking at their friends' faces, who was processing what they said. Their faces turned to confusion to surprise. They exclaimed, "What?" It caught the attention of the others, who walked up to them and asked what happened. They simply said that it was nothing. After the others walked away, they said again, "What?" They said softly, still surprised, not believing what they were hearing. "Me and Kei are dating, we just pretend that we hate each other." Tobio whispered softly, the two still not believing it. "Is this a joke, Kags?" Hinata asked, the couple both shaking their heads. "All right then, it was just unexpected, that's all," Yamaguchi said, rubbing the back of his neck. "Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, let's go now so that they won't get suspicious," Hinata exclaimed. They all started their practice as usual. After school, Tobio and Kei walked home together, making sure that no one noticed them. They went to Tobio's house first. They planned on revealing their relationship to Miwa. They both went inside his house and there they saw Miwa, sitting on the couch. "Hey, lil bro. Howaro. You brought someone," Miwa exclaimed, walking up to Kei and introducing herself. "Hi. I'm Miwa Kageyama, call me Miwa." She smiled, then Kei introduced himself too. "Hajimemashite, Miwa-san, I'm Tsukishima Kei." "Hajimemashite, Tsukishima." She greeted back, smiling and said, "You know, Tobio doesn't really bring anyone home, so I'm wondering, are you guys dating?" The two were caught off guard, blushing and wondering how the hell Miwa guessed it. Well. Tobio started, blushing profusely. "Yeah, we're actually supposed to tell you that today." "Oh, really? I mean, at least I already know my future brother-in-law now," she said, which made the two of them blush again. Anyways, how did you guess that we're dating?" Kei asked, all three of them now sitting on the couch. "It's just my sister senses. You know, like Tobio doesn't really invite anyone over, plus, you guys seem much closer than just friends," she explained. Then it got them another question of, what the hell are sister senses? They didn't ask though, and just brushed it off. "But like, do you want to stay over here?" Miwa asked Kei. He nodded his head and said, "Sure, if you don't mind." And Miwa cheered yes. "So, who asked out the other first?" Miwa asked them. "He did." They both said, pointing at each other. Miwa chuckled at how the two are pointing at each other and yelling, "You were the one who asked me out." "No, you did." "Who really is it?" she asked again, more laughter bubbling in her stomach. Fine, I did. Tobio finally admitted, crossing his arms and pouting. Really? I never thought you'd have the courage for that, she said, she and Kay laughing while Tobio grumbled at them. Miwa asked more questions about their relationship, time passing by quickly. Miwa cooked dinner, and they ate. This is good, Kay said, looking at Tobio, who has a mouthful of food. Thanks. Anyways, since you're staying over, we'll watch a movie. If you want, Miwa suggested, and the other two agreed. After they ate dinner, they all sat on the couch and picked a movie to watch. The movie was a rom-com movie, which everyone cringed and laughed at. Would you hold something for me? One of the characters from the movie asked the protagonist. Yeah, sure. What is it? The protagonist replied. Can you hold my hand? The character or love interest said, making the protagonist blush, and the people watching cringed and laughed. Nonetheless, they had fun. It was time for sleep. Kay and Tobio slept in the latter's room, both laying beside each other on the futon. Good night, Kay. Good night. Soft whispers they said to each other before they fell asleep. The two woke up in the morning and immediately got ready for school. They only had 20 more minutes left. The two ate their breakfast quickly and bolted out of Tobio's house and ran to the school. They got there 10 minutes later, having 5 more minutes to spare. Both panting, they walked into the gym and everyone looked at them, surprised that they walked in together again. Kay and Tobio realized what they'd done and froze. Crap. What do we do now? Kay screamed in his mind. Oh no, what should we do? Tobio thought, the two looking at each other for a brief moment before nodding. The team, except for Yamaguchi and Hinata, was confused of what was happening. Then the two spoke. You're probably wondering why we walked in here together, right? Tobio asked, still catching his breath, and they nodded. Well, me and Kay are dating. The Ravenette said softly, everyone hearing this and having surprised faces. Everyone, except their best friends, shouted. What? And really? And the couple nodded, a little scared of what's going to happen. Congrats then. They heard Sugora exclaim, the others also congratulating them. Ha! I knew it. They heard the voices of many people say, the voices belonged to the second years. How? Kay asked, baffled at how these guys thought that they were dating. Well, I might have saw Kageyama winking at you, Nishimura said. The two both said. What? They thought that no one noticed it. Anyway, it was fine, they already revealed it. I pretty much saw Kageyama wink at Tsukishima, Nishimura repeated. Alright, well, at least now that you guys know now, Kay said, thinking. Revealing our relationship was easier than I expected. They started practice and the whole team saw a new side of the two. They shown some affection to each other, which was really cute. Revealing your relationship isn't that hard when you're with the person you love, I guess. Warning: this fanfiction does not belong to me, neither does the fan art. Credits to the original artist and author to the fan art and the fanfiction. Haikyuu does not belong to me either. Well, bye children, smiling face with hearts.